Theo, and this is the 21st Story Podcast. The 21st Story Podcast is a podcast by 4 amazing women who also have children with Down syndrome.
And I'm Lily, Mama Munene, and I would like to ask you, do you know what causes Down syndrome? This is where the 21st chromosome triplicates instead of duplicates. And if you want to learn more, keep it locked. This is the podcast for you.
Hi, and I'm Wanjira Mama Getagia, and the 21st Story Podcast is all about creating awareness and allowing moms and other people to share their stories, hoping to advocate for the larger community.
I'm Eva here, Mama Ella, and we have an amazing lineup of guests coming to join us. We have amazing stories and good energy. So stay tuned, subscribe, like, and share. Hello, people. I'm Eva, Mama Ella.
I'm Penny, Mama Theo.
I'm Wanjira Mama GK.
Lily, Mama Munene.
And this is the 21st Story.
So thanks for joining us again. We are so grateful that you tuned back in. The last time we were here, we were discussing about the why story, our why story, and we all shared our different individual stories. This time we're going to have a little bit of a twist, but we're going to go back to the beginning, the diagnosis, or as what Wajira was referring to as a diagonizing. No. Okay, jokes aside, I also, before I even get into that, I want to address some of the comments that we received from the last airing, I guess. With some comments from moms and also well-wishers who are very proud of us, and we thank you for the compliments that you shared with us. Thank you for the questions you've asked us, and we're hoping that we'll be able to address some of them today. Okay?
Remember how nervous we were when we started?
Oh,
now
yeah.
look at us.
I'm
getting nervous.
Natural.
People
a little bit nervous, but I'll warm up.
Yeah.
I'll warm up.
You're doing well.
You're doing well. We have to. Yeah.
We don't really have much of a choice because we've set ourselves out on this journey to share our stories in a way that it will empower or lift anyone else's spirits. Last time we talked about giving people hope.
Yeah.
And we're still on the same trajectory. We're still on the same journey because we know we are determined to make sure that you don't feel like you're walking alone. So feel free to keep sending us your comments and we'll address them with each episode that they come in. And thanks again for subscribing. So guys, the diagnosis, where do we start? Because mine was a hectic one. I don't know who wants to go first because I know
vote Penny.
You vote Penny?
Why?
Because
is it because I got to know about mine before he was born?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so this is a story that I feel like we could be here the whole day, but I'll spare you guys. I'll spare you so that you don't have to listen to my croaky voice for so long. But I found out it was very interesting. I'd planned to travel to go have Theo in my former home. And it was on a Monday when, for whatever reason, I was in the office and I felt like I needed to go have some last minute check of before I travel. I didn't want them to say, the doctors in Kenya didn't look after you and the likes. So I even had an appointment and I ended up canceling that hair appointment because I just had this urge to go do a last minute check. So I crossed the road literally and I went in. It was the day before election in 2017.
Wow.
And I was traveling. So it was a Monday, election on a Tuesday, and I was traveling fasting on Wednesday morning.
So you were not going to vote? You're those
I actually voted. I actually voted because I traveled on the Wednesday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I traveled on the Wednesday. So, but I just felt I had this urge to go. So I did go. And when I got there, the sonographer the doctor, at that time, I didn't know he was a sonographer. I was like, do you have insurance? Are you doing insurance? I said, yes. I'm like, do you have a referral? And I was like, no, I've just decided I just need this last minute scan just for my peace of mind. And so I went in, and initially he was like, you know what, I'll do it. You don't have to get insurance. I'll figure out. I'll refer you. So,
Okay.
and I went in, and he started the check. He started that time it was the hype for 3D scans. Was it 3 or 4D scans? And I could see my son. At that time, I didn't know the sex of the baby. So we're just going through the scan. And then his face changed.
Oh.
His face dropped. And then I was like, oh, okay, why is it? And we had the conversation as to why I was having the scan.
Yeah.
And he said, when did you say you're traveling? And I said, first thing, 4:00, Wednesday. And he says to me, is it possible for you to come in on Wednesday? Because I need to see you and I need a specialist. I was like, what do you mean? I need a cardiologist. There's something that I've picked up that I'm not comfortable with on the heart. And then he says to me, and this is where, as we delve into this subject, you'll see how sometimes our doctors fail. Because he actually asked me, have you done all the normal scans that you need to do at week 12? I said, yes, I did.
What's
And
like the nucleophores?
yeah, in fact, I remember I'd been there at some point when I'd had a scare. And when I did it, the lady, even the report said heart chamber. So the reason why now the doctor's face changed was because he'd picked up on the heart, and the heart had 3 chambers. And remember, I have a report from the same hospital saying 5 weeks earlier that everything is correct, everything is correct, and the heart is 4 chambers.
Same hospital.
Same hospital, yeah. But it was an African mama. I have story for another day for that, because I feel like sometimes they make decisions for us. So in this instance, I'll stick to what we're discussing. So I did go back on Wednesday. I went with a friend. I actually packed up and ready to travel. So I was gonna straight from the clinic to the airport. So the cardiologist came, and they're like, yeah, so what we picked up is this heart condition. It's called complete AVSD. I'll spare you the science terminologies. And then he says to me, this condition is associated with Down syndrome. So, yes. Okay. So he was 60% of persons with this condition have Down syndrome. Wow. It's really the other way around. Okay. I was like, oh, okay. So as it would be, I traveled. I got to my GP,
Sorry, can I ask, how are you feeling at that point? What
at that time, I remember on the way to the airport, I rang my parents. I was feeling like, I think they've got it wrong. And, I remember telling them, my parents, this is what they said. And I was not obviously happy and sad, because I'm like, okay, you missed it on 2 times or 3 times or however many scans have been, because scans were being done all the time. But then again, I remember much later, once it was confirmed, I remember thinking the reason why God, or rather why I didn't learn about this earlier, was because God was protecting me. It was in terms of, maybe if it was younger, what would I have done? What would I have decided to do? Yes, I'm a Christian, but you don't know some of these things until you are in that particular situation.
We can't judge you because we know exactly what that feels like.
Yes, thank you. So yes, I traveled. The process normally is that you see your midwife, and then the midwife refers you to a consultant. So when I got to my consultant 2 weeks after, now I registered and everything. At this time I was week 33. The sonographer, same thing. This time it was a young lady, and she's just scared. Because I decided I'm not going to tell them. I'm just gonna, because in my head,
let's see what they
my
come up
heart
with. Yeah.
wanted to believe that the Kenyan guys got it wrong. See,
Yeah.
they got it wrong the first time round. So I was like, you know what? They might have got it wrong, so I'm not going to tell them, you know. And maybe the equipment here is better. So anyway, same thing, going through countenance drops, face changes. And she was like, I need to call in a specialist. Actually, because of how far gone you are, what we'll do, we'll send you to the heart clinic. Luckily, it's one of the best clinics, heart clinics or heart hospitals for children is in Leeds. So they referred me there, and this time round I went with my sister, and same thing. They were like, your child has this heart condition, complete AVSD, and it's associated with Down syndrome. Wow. And now from there on, they were monitoring me very closely. And so every week I'd go, they get checked. Now, what was very interesting, so I had a lot of tests done to see whether there was something else. Remember, they said 60 to 70%. Maybe I'm on the 30%. So they checked all other conditions, like how our children have issues with their digestive system. They checked nothing. Yeah. So I'm thinking, in fact, I remember my consultant saying, he's even growing well. Then I got to week 37. The week I went to get checked at week 37, and boom, baby not growing. Hasn't fed, same size.
Wow.
Same weight. You know how they measure everything as 2 weeks ago. So, because the week before I'd had a placenta issue, so they were like, at that week they attributed to not feeding well. This week there's no placenta issue, it sorted itself out, but he hasn't grown. So they were like, you're going to give birth now. I'm like, 37. No, I'm not going. It's like, no, you are, because your baby hasn't, he's not growing. And since with the heart condition, we don't want to take any chances. So obviously I was taken in. I was like, I negotiated, like, please let me go buy tiny baby clothes, because I only had 0 to 3 months clothes. So you all know me. With my OCD, I had to have the correct size clothes. So anyway, I negotiated for the Friday. So I went, I was induced. And as you would have, I didn't have Theo until Sunday. The reason why, now I ended up having an emergency cesarean, because every time they increase the inducing medication, whatever they call it, his heart rate would drop completely, and I'm not dilating. Sorry for the dudes watching, dilating. Ignore that bit. And so Theo was born. But remember how I'd said they'd been checking for everything else. When he was born, I remember, you know how you're under whatever and you're not fully aware. But I could hear them discuss, they can't call it. So luckily I was with my sister, who's a medic, and he was just watching everything. And then they decided, they took the baby. I was one of those people who are not given a bloody looking baby. Not that I would have wanted to hold one.
Graphic.
Not that I would have wanted to hold one, but it's okay. They took him away. They did tests and all. They had called the heart team on standby, because depending on how bad the condition was, he needed to have gone straight in for surgery. So we thank God it wasn't the case. So he had his surgery slightly later, I think, when he was 5 months. But now, so they still can't call it. So they decided we can't call, because it doesn't have the attributes that our kids have. The crease on the palm, the saddle toe, the space between the toes.
Between the saddle toe is the space between the big toe and the next one.
Yes, that
so
one.
There's usually a bit of a wider gap.
The only thing I remember even them discussing it's not almond-shaped eyes.
Really?
Yes, I could hear it in the
Isn't that always like a standard? The eyes.
I don't think. I think when
Theo
babies are
does,
small,
yeah.
their eyes kind of look the same. It's
Kwanza considering your eyes are almond.
Yeah.
yes.
But has a downward slant,
Yeah.
not an upward slant.
As our French told us. So yeah, they didn't call it, and they took. So what they did now, and at that time between that moment when they can't call it, you're like, this is where God, you're doing a miracle for me.
Yeah.
This is where this
where I
baby
need
is
you.
not. Remember, I'd been. By the way, when at 33 weeks, I was offered an option to terminate. They even went through the whole termination process of injecting a potassium.
Stop.
I know. Yeah, they went through. And
This is in the UK, right?
Yeah, it's in
No,
the UK.
they're telling you the process.
Yeah, and in the
Injecting
UK, an
potassium.
abortion is illegal until week 24. And this is some of the laws that really sometimes are
After
mind-boggling.
24 weeks?
After 24,
Okay.
for special cases where your child has a disability, you're allowed to terminate legally under the NHS. So the NHS was there telling me, your child has a disability, we can terminate and it's legal because we've picked up a condition. And obviously I was like, no, this is not going to happen. And that's why I was saying earlier, maybe God just didn't want me to know earlier.
Yeah.
Anyway, I mean, I look at Theo now, I'm like, imagine I would have terminated you. And no, not me, but
Yeah, no,
I
but
was
I hear
offered
you.
Given the option.
Yeah.
and now he's completely changed my world. Like completely changed my world.
Yeah.
So yeah, now they did a blood test. See, I gave birth on Monday. No, Sunday, sorry. Now on Tuesdays when they came back and they're like, yes, we've done the blood test, the tests that are required to confirm that he has the extra chromosome. And yes, he has Down syndrome. And he obviously has to have surgery for his complete AVSD. And yeah, that was it. And yeah, so
I'm sure there's some moms who can relate to this same story about AVSD, you called it?
yes, complete
Yeah.
AVSD.
And thanks for sharing
yeah.
that because I've never actually
It's
heard
the
of it.
atrial septic
Ooh.
ventricle disorder.
Okay.
Yeah. There is the one that's so basically what it is, it's the middle valve of the third and the fourth chamber that is missing. So I'm sure we'll talk about that much later, but even his surgery basically meant reconstructing the third
The
valve.
fourth, third valve to create the fourth chamber.
Yeah, the whatever valve, the
Yeah.
septic valve, so that
Yeah.
they can create the
fourth
three
chamber.
and the fourth chamber.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow, so technical.
yeah.
A lot of biology.
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 See, we had to learn a lot of biology. We have had to learn a
we
lot
have.
of biology. Yeah,
We
yeah.
have. By the way, speaking of biology, I'm curious how many of you actually know what causes Down syndrome? You know, we've discussed so much about Down syndrome.
True,
making a
true.
whole assumption that you all understand what causes Down syndrome.
Yeah.
So we would love to hear what it is that you think causes Down syndrome.
Yeah.
And for those who are very quick to Google or Chat GPT, put your answers down there. One day we'll have some fantastic giveaways. We are
You-
praying
you know.
if we can get sponsors for this, but that would be great. But yeah, it would be good to hear what you think causes Down syndrome or what you know.
But should we actually tell them? Because do we want to go?
I think maybe that's a topic
Keep it
on
on its
on
its
own.
own.
I'm curious. I want to hear some responses.
Okay. We'll leave you guys
Because
to.
you know what, when you think about all the stories that have been shared between us moms in the Just the Way You Are group, before now we get into the planning and the committee, when people were sharing their stories about what they were told caused it, from the layman, not from the medic,
Yeah.
they're like, this one I know is from a Chinese person because of the almond
almond eyes.
You know, this one was caused by Dichombaya or whatever it was,
Yeah,
right? Am I
yeah.
right? So those stories, those are the days when we used to cry about all our
I know,
stories.
yeah.
Until now, when people tell us our stories, and you know the sad thing is that if you're a new mom and you tell us a crazy story,
Yeah.
chances are we'll probably giggle
Yeah.
at the ignorance.
Yeah.
Whereas before we used to hold hands and kumbaya and
Yeah,
cry together.
yeah.
We thought that's what was going to happen when we had this here, but we're sour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For my home also.
Oh, but and for her continuous homework. No, but over to you, Ajera. Do you mind sharing with us your diagonizing
My
story?
diagnosing is nothing. I like right now when I'm sitting here, I'm like, would it have been better if I knew before?
Okay.
Maybe that's a question that do you think that is something that you would appreciate to know the diagnosis of your child before? Because hearing what you've been through, I'm just trying to imagine your mindset and how you kept positive and how you kept pushing. So mine was my pregnancy. He's a second born, so my pregnancy was just like the other one. The only thing,
easy?
I am a good pregnant woman. Okay. I'm a bad breastfeeding mom.
Okay.
So I think with the 12-week scan, I think is when they get to identify any abnormalities. So my 12-week scan was good. Then I think the next one was a 20-week one. Good. So when I went for the 36 one is when now the sonographer was like, your baby is big. If you continue eating the way you're eating, you might not be able to deliver the baby.
What was causing the baby to grow so big?
She just said he was 3.6 at 36 weeks.
Oh, wow.
And that's a big baby.
Yeah. Even for your typical baby.
Yes. And then I remember my firstborn was 3.2. I was like, wait, this is a monster babe. So anyway, so I went home. That was a sonographer. The doctor didn't say anything. He's like, you're progressing on well. We see you at 40 weeks. So at 38 weeks, I was like, I'm uncomfortable. I need this baby out. I go and see the doctor. I go and cry. Cry. Can you get the baby out?
Beg for delivery.
Yes. Yeah. He's like, no.
It's
You
like
see?
his second or
Yeah,
third.
he's second.
His second.
So he's like, no, let's push it. So he's like, come Friday. I go Thursday. Then I go Thursday. He tells me come Monday. So he's trying to push for me to come to full term. That's 40 weeks. So we had a conversation and I induced him with the advice of the doctor, obviously, at home. So yeah,
You took
castor oil. With Ribena.
Okay, that's new. That's
With
for
Ribena?
Yes, because
for
it's
another day.
it's
So
so
castor oil.
thick.
castor oil.
You're
yeah,
not
somehow.
able to swallow. Yes, so it induces labor.
Okay.
You've
Okay,
not
I've only had one child, so maybe.
So I ship off my child to my mom's. Then I take the castor oil at night and I tell my husband, tomorrow we'll be doing this. So thankfully I have delivered my children all did you say vaginal birth or naturally?
Natural birth.
Natural birth.
Natural birth.
And so I started getting labor pains. Then obviously we're running against traffic. We get to hospital. I can't remember. It must have been around 6:30 a.m. And
This is after a whole night of castor oiling.
no, so luckily the castor oil allows you to sleep.
Okay.
Then at 3 is when you start having the ouchies.
Okay.
And I think the water broke at home, and then now we called the doctor, and he's like, now rush.
Yeah.
So pick our bags, go.
Where were you going to? What hospital?
Aga Khan from. Kitagi was born where? In Thika.
Okay.
Wait, no. Anyway, I think either we were in Rero or Thika. Okay, I don't know why I'm forgetting. Anyway, so we get to hospital, and usual procedure, you're left in the waiting room as they process, and my husband was busy getting admission forms. So I don't know, maybe the second time it was different, but labor felt like it was progressing a lot faster than the first one. But then I was like, maybe my body was not used to what's going on. Maybe now it's kind of understands what needs to happen. So I didn't even make it to the delivery room. I
was
delivered
afraid
him.
you're going to say that.
in the waiting area.
wow.
And I remember my husband was so cross because he was like, guys, hurry up. And
I thought he was cross with you.
no.
I'm stopping.
Like, wait, can we wait till we get to the room? Can we get to the room first? So he was rushing the medical team. And so he came out, like he just, I wouldn't say popped, but he was it was a pretty easy delivery. And right then now they picked him and they now tried to sort me out and then they brought him to me and I just looked at him and there's something I saw. Yeah. I can't tell you what it was, but I saw him and the first words were, he's just perfect.
Okay, wow.
So Kirago picked him and, looked at him and he's like, okay, another boy. Yay.
But did you not know the sex of the baby?
We did, but I was hoping, how sonographers are never able to tell, so it would be a girl.
Yeah.
So my ped came and checked him out and she said nothing. And he was the calmest baby, like didn't cry much. Didn't cry much, like he was left on the bed as they were now preparing, I guess, to move me to the ward. And he was so still and cute. Then we go to the ward. And that night, I looked at him, I'm like, there's something. And since my mom and my sisters were there and their opinions are always welcome and heard, I was like, maybe I'm looking too much into this. And if they didn't see and they didn't say, then who am I? So the doctor came the following morning and I really thank God for her, because if it wasn't for her, I don't think I would be embracing the diagnosis. So she's like, what I want to do is I want to draw blood, I want to check for something, and she told me, as a mom, what do you think?
Oh,
yes.
She asked you that.
She's like, moms always know.
Yeah,
Moms always know. So what do you think? What is it? And I told her, I am seeing, but I didn't want to say it because once you say it, you think it's going to be true. So she drew blood. She did what is called the thyroid, the one they remove blood from the heel. And she's like, unfortunately, these tests we are not tested. Are not locally done here.
Yeah.
I think she needs to send it to Germany. So Germany or
South
Africa or India, one of them.
Yeah.
So I think once she started talking.
So that's like the waiting game.
Yeah. So once she started talking, I zoned out because I was like, she's seeing what I'm seeing. I'm refusing to say it or speak it.
But can I ask you, at this point, were you familiar with Down syndrome?
Yes, I was.
Okay.
You remember Oblada?
Life goes on.
Yes.
Okay.
And so then she's like, she actually told me, whatever the case, and God bless her wherever she is, Dr. Gadero, she's like, you're not going to be the first and you're not the last.
Yeah.
This is going to be a journey. You just need to pick up.
I wish there were more doctors
Pick up,
like that.
and and she's like, once I discharge you, we're going to start therapy. If the results come back positive or negative, it will do no harm. And she's like, then she's like, do you want me to talk to your husband?
Wow.
So she's like, we're going to schedule a meeting.
You said she's Dr. who?
Gadero.
Thank you, Dr. Gadero.
She's one of those amazing doctors. And then that is how the journey started. But I didn't take him for therapy because
Can I ask you
was
something?
grieving.
And I think this applies for all of us, and especially because you've had multiple births. During your pregnancy,
Make it sound.
no, it's because
It's a good thing.
I never feel the kicks. I never felt those kicks that your typical moms would have. And now, much later, it made sense why, because of the low hypotonia. Because even now, when they picked up the heart condition, I had to monitor his heartbeat. So I had like a spreadsheet. Yes, I have a spreadsheet
Oh,
for
wow.
everything. And I used to have to record the kicks. So for you, did you ever, or for you guys, did you?
Let me say for me, he was not
He was
as
active, but the kicks were like a
Flatters.
nice flatters. Yes,
Yeah,
that's
flatter.
the word. Yes,
Yeah.
flat. It wasn't a kick. I never
I hear you.
felt.
Mine was he was not as active as the firstborn, but I could feel him. He knew he was. I knew he was within me.
Yes.
but not as active as the first one.
Like I never saw that thing where your footprint, everything. It's because you see muscles already are very low, which is
So sorry.
Yeah,
back to birth. He was only 2.2 kilos.
After being told
what's her weight?
3.6.
What?
What was that?
So
I don't know.
The 3.6
Was
it
I don't know.
disappeared.
I have no idea.
Okay, that story for another day. Our doctors.
No way.
So
have
he
a
came out
topic.
2.2. You're wondering what
3.6.
Because I was like, 3.6 is a lot
is big
for our kids.
Yes.
Because
yes.
remember, they have low muscle tone.
Yeah.
By
yeah.
default, it makes them lighter.
Yeah, is a tiny baby. And by the time we were leaving, he was 1.9 because they
Yeah,
lose
of course they
weight.
lose water weight.
Yes, and then I guess now after the blood tests were done, I tried to breastfeed, but I think the pressure increased.
Yeah.
and
Yeah, of
and
course.
and it was downhill. But luckily, I had a good support system.
Yeah.
My husband was, I mean, he never has once said that, this is a you thing. I mean, he has been so supportive of him and my family. It's been amazing. So I think they have been looking to me for direction. It's where is it that you need help? So even during now the process of, he got jaundice, so we didn't leave as early. Luckily, he had PDA, which all of us are born with, that now covers up as we grow.
Yeah.
But luckily, we didn't need surgery. So I think now for him was the major thing. Yeah, so my diagnosis was, I really thank God that I got to know from the get-go. I think it's me who took a while to process.
Yeah.
So we
You mentioned
didn't
earlier,
start.
you said you were grieving.
Yes. We didn't get to start immediately, but at least we had an idea and we'd been given direction of even where to go, because she was like, I know this hospital will do this, why don't you, So at least I had direction. So my diagnosis was clear from the beginning.
And we're the few lucky ones who are in that position where we,
even
if it's picked that early, we were given direction, what to do, what's next.
Yes.
And the support,
The
not
medics
just the
around
family,
you
but
knew.
the medics. Yeah.
The medics.
Yeah.
Some of us are blindsided, but it's coming up.
Right?
Lily, how about you?
When you talked about would you rather that you got the diagnosis early? Now mine came at month 3. So it's way after.
Yeah,
And
post birth.
Post birth.
And how did you know?
There was no pregnancies. I'm also a very good, I can be a surrogate. I love being pregnant, but I can't be pregnant anymore. But it was such how sure are you? How sure are you?
We know some people who said the same.
That's to God. That's to
We
God.
know some.
I talked
We
to
know
God,
some
I
people
tell
who said
him,
the same.
How many? We know
3
one of us
babies
who
later,
had
I'm good. I'm
family
good.
planning.
No.
And at 47 had a baby.
No. So I love being pregnant, and Munene's pregnancy was not any different.
I know.
It was the way you're asking, everything was perfect.
Yeah.
It was so good. The only difference was I was tired. Actually, I knew I was pregnant early. Others would go where you're already now called week 18. That's the time you're being told, you're pregnant,
Me, I knew at 4 weeks.
No, Munene, I think at week 6. Yeah, very early. I was feeling no. this is not, there's something. I'm so tired. I took myself to the hospital and I'm like, please test everything. There's something not okay. And they're like,
Because
when
of your
was your
fatigue?
last? Yes, because of fatigue. And so when was your last, when were your last periods? My periods then were very irregular. So for me, that was never an issue.
So can I ask, how old were you when you got Munene?
I was,
Mulika
guys,
No.
Mulika, so now I'm
It's
doing my maths
okay. We'll
backward.
just go to Facebook
No, I'm
and
trying
check
to
your
do my
last
maths
birthday party.
backward. I was 34, yeah.
Okay, Eva?
34.
I was not even 30.
Penny?
You know my story.
No, we
I'm
are.
a super late mom. I had Theo
bloomer.
42, nearly 43. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
Now
I'm
you've
trying to
all
do the math.
calculated my age,
I think
but
31 plus 3 is 34. I had him also at 34. So that's also another conversation
for
about
another
myths.
day, yeah. The
Yeah.
myths
Myths
that-
and misconceptions
Yeah.
about the age demographic that
Yeah.
gets children with Down
Yeah.
syndrome.
Yeah.
Don't
Need to look at
listen,
that.
moms. Don't just trust everything that you read on Google.
Yeah.
It's important because this group of ladies, we have a different story to tell, and it's
Yeah.
more accurate because it's something that we have experienced personally.
And that's
Yeah,
what
it's
we
on
were
the
saying
data,
about the
changing
data,
the data,
changing
yeah.
the data,
Yeah.
because the
Yeah.
Western data indicates that it's a late mom.
Correct.
We
Or
have-
very early mom.
Yeah, we have from 20 to 40, 50 something,
Yeah.
the whole range.
Actually,
and
the
80% are below the age of 35.
Yes,
There you
child
go.
of people of childbearing age.
There you
Yeah.
go.
So now that you ask about age, that's what I was told by my doctor.
Okay.
When I said I'm feeling so tired, so you can't compare all of them. Now you're even older. I'm like, you have more
You should have
responsibility
been my
at
doctor.
work. You say you have 2 nannies, you're
Yeah.
managing.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
So you are bound to be more tired. I'm like, no, there is something. Just check. So anyway, everything, I was like, okay, fine. It's the age thing. I'm older. 2 other babies. He's the third born. So yeah, pregnancy went
Take
well.
note, she didn't say the last born, she said the third.
The third born.
So the third child, very good pregnancy, kawaida. Even all the way to birth. I remember now when he came, we had scheduled, because now all the 2 previous pregnancies were CSs, so he was bound to be a CS. So we had chosen December, I had said December 11th, so that we'd be having a long weekend for this celebration. After so
Who
I
said I'm
we
a
will
planner?
go- so 11 is when we were supposed to go in, and the doctor said, no, this is too close to the day.
Yeah.
Just be prepared to relax. I prefer them
What
being
was the
in
day
here.
supposed to be?
Longer.
Yes, I want them to stay in longer.
Incubate.
His actual date, I think the actual was meant to be around 12, 13 there.
Okay.
So I had said 11.
Okay.
And the doctor was like, no, we prefer 2 weeks. You know, like 2
okay,
weeks.
prior.
Yeah, so that he didn't come on time. So anyway, on that day, on 4th, I remember feeling I need to go see my sister. And my husband is asking, where are you going? I'm in South B, crossing Mombasa Road. There was no expressway all the way to UN. I wanted to go see her. I just wanted to go see her for lunch. But I was feeling funny. But no, he's not coming. May I have conversation? Baby, you stay in there. I have not done my hair. I have not done my nails. When I tell you it's time to come now,
When we are ready.
yes, you come. So I went, saw my sister, but I was feeling I'm even driving myself,
Yeah.
feeling kind of funny, but I'm like, no, he's not coming.
It's not
Just,
this, yeah.
So I went, my sister told me, you know you're in labor. I'm like, which labor?
Oh, no way.
We can't even get to labor. It's a CS,
We are
so
2
we
weeks
can't get
earlier,
there.
yeah.
Then she's like, the way I'm seeing you, you're in labor. I said, I'm not. But I was feeling, funny. I'm like, it just
You just
was.
chose to ignore it.
Yeah.
Ni kuchoka.
Yeah, I'm tired. 2 babies, more responsibility. All those excuses. Until now, when it was time to leave, I remember I left her at around 2 so that she goes back to the office. And now I'm driving back before traffic for Mombasa Road hits. I'm at Kenyatta roundabout. Now that's when it hit me, by the way, I'm in labor. Now, because I started timing. I was like, now if it was those the interval will be, if it is just fake, whatever, it will be all over. But now I timed and I saw
Braxton Hicks.
Yes.
Braxton Hicks. So I saw, these ones are regular. So I was like, Kapana. And it's not pain, to say I'm that pain.
Yeah.
But now I saw the timing were coming. It was regular. So I called Happy. I was like, I'm in labor. Said, where are you? Kenyatta roundabout. Please just go towards Nairobi Hospital. Who am I? I'm a planner.
Not yet.
You didn't
Where
have the
did you
right
go?
size clothes.
Where were
Your
you?
nursery wasn't complete.
I haven't said bye.
She still needs to get her hair done.
I need to give the girls a
Yeah.
hug and tell
Stop
them
it.
mommy
Yeah.
will be back.
You need to-
I'm fine. I went home and I told him, so I said, no, I'm going home. Come pick. I was even thinking, where am I going with the car? Then you will come with a car. Then we have two cars. So let me just park it
Your
at home.
budgeting.
Then, I'm out. Can we just be realistic? Why are we having needs there?
Tipangangwi. Tipangwingwi.
So I went home, I remember even getting in. The girls are home. I need to be composed. They can't see mom,
Panicky.
and all. So I'm like, okay, wait, this is going to take, I could tell, 15 minutes that campaign is coming. So I'm like, okay, I've arrived, I've packed. Rush. So, hi, girls. Hi. Hug. It's almost coming. Run upstairs to the room.
Gosh.
No, we left home at that point. I'm not as nini as you, as that close, yeah? So we left home, and I remember driving against traffic, and we've called the doctor, and it is, it's now emergency, we need to go in. So we went against traffic. I remember at some point going up to Nairobi Hospital, so upper hill, there was like a traffic going up that hill. And even praying and saying, gosh, this baby will come in the car. Suddenly there was some guy who came and just cleared from like the army. I don't know where he appeared from.
So
Cleared
not a traffic cop.
Yeah, not a traffic cop. And we went. Godman's. And we went and I was, rolled in. The thing is, okay, where was this story going? So Munene was supposed to have come, CS, but at some point even the doctor said, maybe, God's thing. Maybe you were supposed to be natural. I'm thinking, okay,
all
let's just
the babies I want to experience natural babies now.
Here. But no, I was rolled to the theater. We are there waiting. There was already someone who was being finished on. And the doctor said, I just heard him say, knife. I said, what?
We are here.
Knife is coming and I'm still awake. Guys, I can't watch these things. So you are talking of being given a bloody baby. Me, I don't want even to watch anything. So I don't do what he has. Knock me out. Away, bring that thing. Let me just be knocked out, finish. So anyway, baby came very fast. He came very fast. I don't remember anything from after just asking, knock me out
Gas.
Knock me out. So baby came and we went home. Kawaida too. By then there was nothing different from the other
The next
two
day,
CSs.
right? Or the 2 days.
No, CS takes longer, doesn't it?
Me, I don't leave the next day.
You stayed like 3 days or something?
I stayed 4.
Wow.
Because I want baby
You were
to
not
get...
ready.
Yeah, and I just want to stay in the hospital. You go back home and the baby start crying from the day you enter the door.
Very true.
So I did want...
All of a
I wanted
sudden
to
you
stay
can't be
longer.
managed.
So let me ask you. So he latched on, okay?
But then Munene was very okay.
Okay.
Breastfeeding, okay.
Oh, okay.
Everything was fine.
I think my reason is because of the heart condition. Nene didn't have. Okay. They latched. Okay.
So he latched.
Okay.
We went home. He's very okay. And he's growing very okay, like any other typical child, until month 3. Month 3, that's when now I was like, wait. I remember we had a group now when I was pregnant of ladies who were pregnant almost around the same time, and we formed a WhatsApp group. So at that point, everyone is saying, oh, see us, and the babies are cool. I'm wondering now, I'm trying to make Modana also cool. He's not cool. He's not complying. He also do the same thing. Cool,
Pick it, like almost pinching him and poking him.
Smell for the camera.
Because everyone is crying and him. So So that's the point. I was like, hey, okay, anyway, I remember, you know, the way we say, boys grow differently from girls. So I was like, okay, the older ones are girls. So here is the boy. So, and he's
This
different. So this
delayed
is
milestones.
it. Yeah. So he'll get there. But now at month 3, I realized when I left him, he felt very floppy. You know, he's floppy. He's just like
What does
a
that mean,
pillow.
really? What does floppy mean?
He's like a
It's
pillow, like,
floppy
you know, like
muscles.
a teddy bear. You know, when you
Yeah.
hold a teddy bear, they feel so.
Yeah.
It just sinks into
Actually,
you.
So
you know,
what? He
when
was
I
a
was-
welcoming baby.
He was soft.
You know, when I
He
was
mushy.
telling you they couldn't call
Eh.
at the whatever table, the only thing they said, he's floppy. And they said the only thing that we know that he's the attribute of Down syndrome is that floppiness. So they're like, he's floppy, which is the low muscle tone,
muscle
the
tone.
Also known as
hypotonia.
hypotonia.
Yes.
Just in case you read about hypotonia,
Yes,
it's the
yes.
low floppy
So
muscle.
yeah,
Yeah.
back to you, Lily.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was
But they feel
floppy.
so
He
nice
was
and
feeling,
Yeah.
like he's here.
But they feel like they'll fall off you because they're so no muscle.
So that's what now got me concerned. So when
Yeah.
you're going to the clinic, by the way, clinic kawaida, we get our jabs. On that month
And no one
3.
is looking at you guys funny.
No, we are okay.
And
we
you're
are
social.
very
You're
okay.
interacting socially.
Yeah, we are okay. We are moving on. We are, yeah, he looks like the dad. You know,
He does.
everything. Yeah.
He does.
So now at month 3, that's when I asked the doctor, okay, boys are different from girls. Because the pediatrician was the same pediatrician for the girls.
Yeah.
But I'm feeling like he's so. Why isn't he firm? By now he's neck.
Yeah.
You know, he's still very, you know,
Floppy.
Wiggly.
Yeah, wiggly. Then she asked me, "What are you thinking? You know what you've said, mothers know. So what are you thinking?" That hit me. So I should have been thinking of something.
And probably telling her that is why I'm thinking and I'm talking to you.
You should have said, I still have baby brain.
Oh yeah.
At what are you? I was like, I should have been thinking. Okay, anyway, nothing. You, what do you think? You know, now I'm like, you, what do you
Yeah.
think? So
You
she
like,
said,
tell what you're telling me.
you know, yeah, can you
Say
tell me?
it.
She was like, I'm not saying anything, but now she removed some booklet, some printout for Down syndrome. Like, you know, you know, at birth, no, that's when she was, you know, at birth, after he was born, I picked up something, but I
So this
wasn't
is your
sure.
PID saying
the
that?
PID saying. But I wasn't sure. So I asked
But how
the
many
table,
clinics had you gone for?
the clinics, there was nothing that had been picked in the scan.
But the
no,
PID
as
is
in
now
clinic
saying-
after the nini, after
Yeah,
the
now
birth.
after delivery
Yeah.
and
So now this is where
2
she's
weeks.
coming out saying, so when she picked it and she asked at the table, you know, now it's here, so the doctors were there, no one could pinpoint it. And they said, give it time. By month 3, you will confirm. So now here we are. So even her, she's
But they
giving it
never
time
said
during those clinics.
Without telling you.
Yeah, they never told any of
You're
us.
she's giving time
Who
on
time?
your baby.
Who?
Without
You or the
knowing.
baby?
Now we will confirm the baby.
No, she was actually just dodging. That's what.
Yeah.
It was. She didn't want to be the one to deliver.
to
the baby.
deliver the batch.
Yeah.
The news.
That's
so
the
now
truth.
with this
Yeah.
booklet, so we are going to do blood test. That's a blood test for what? What are we checking? Because you know you take to the lab, we're saying check for this. So what
Is
are
this
we
the
checking?
blood test that has to go to Germany?
Yes, it's a blood test.
That same.
That is the karyotyping.
It's called karyotyping.
Karyotyping.
Yeah, the
test.
karyotyping
Yeah.
one.
So we take the blood out and it's taken. So it takes 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine took long. Maybe
Yeah.
it went to South Africa. Then it decided that it was in transit. I think it wasn't ready for me. It wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for the
So we were
answer.
told it's 2 weeks. So we were told in the meantime, be reading this book. So that's a booklet. So we were like, okay.
What did that book say?
It was talking about Down syndrome.
What was it?
What causes it? What will happen?
Were there
the
black
life
babies?
after.
Were there pictures?
No,
was a
there were
drawing.
drawings.
And
they were not
they
real.
draw
It
them
was even
so
a
badly.
photocopy or something.
Yeah, they draw them so badly.
It's those 2 drawings that you'll see. So
Very offensive.
So, but as I read, the main lesson for me from that booklet was Whether it's positive or negative, no, he will be okay. They eventually get there. Now, that was from that book. So we went after 2 weeks, and that's when we were told it's positive.
How was that?
So for me, I had read positive, negative.
We are right.
Fine.
Yeah.
So it didn't seem badly. You know, it was, we'll be fine. We'll get there.
Yeah.
But now at that point, after it's positive, the doctor broke down.
Tries to make
Oh,
it
the
negative.
doctor broke down. Not you.
No.
They were not ready.
So you see, the way you're saying that maybe they were dodging or not. I don't use, because sometimes I think it was God's way. But they personally, I'm happy that I got it at month 3. I got 3 months to just love this boy. So now a diagnosis
Without
cannot
labels.
change, cannot
It didn't.
undo that.
It
No,
didn't.
it didn't. But let me tell you the truth, So after I've been told, and then the doctor broke down, that's the time it hit me. What is it?
This is
now
bad.
you're the this is bad.
Yeah.
You see, I had seen we will make it. But then now, it's bad. Why is she
It's a
crying?
bit like when people tell you, I'm so sorry about that.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're
What
sorry
part
about
are you
what?
sorry?
What are you sorry?
So you're like, I wasn't feeling sorry, but you made me
started
feel
feeling sorry for yourself.
you
No,
become
that's
more
what made
aware.
Yeah,
I'm so
so now I was
sorry.
like, she's the medic, and now she's crying.
broken.
So what do we do? So I went to Google to read, and that's when the negativity came
Kicks in, yeah.
And now the morning beats, and those ones of sour. Now this is not as good as it had looked in the booklet. Now we are dealing with something heavier. So that was our diagnosis.
Okay.
Wow.
Eva.
But you know what? Let me just even before I get into my part, hearing you, Lily, telling your story, I can picture it the way you experienced it, because it speaks a lot to your character. That's how you've carried yourself from the minute I met you. You're like, whether it's positive or negative, will be sour.
Munene is Munene.
Yeah.
And Munene being younger than Ella, just to let you know, that has always given me hope. I'm like, it's light work. It's light work. You know, until there's a real challenge. And I remember even going through milestones and thinking, okay, Sarah, they said she's extremely short-sighted. Okay, Sarah, here are the glasses. Let's accessorize her and give her like 5 different frames for different whatever. Sarah, what's next?
Yeah.
You know? So meeting people like you, despite me having an older child, and that attitude that you've always had, you're like, okay, Sarah, this is what you've been. These are the cards you've been dealt. Let's work with these cards and we move on. You know, and that's the same thing that I'd like to encourage any mom who's actually going through it right now, in that dark, what you're calling the dark space. You know, it's important to know that there's a brighter day. I promise you, there's a brighter day, and there's one day you're gonna look back and say, "Wow, do you remember the time when I was
was the
like
big-
this?
yeah,
Do you
what was
remember
the fast? Yeah.
So be encouraged, be prayerful, and make sure you have a good support system around you. Yeah, true. Yeah. So my story, I'll try and make it quick. No,
Hi,
but-
Lily.
No, but so fast forward. I knew nothing. My pregnancy was very easy. I carried it to term very well. I actually lost weight. My skin started glowing.
Wow.
I lost that acne and whatever. I was happy and I enjoyed carrying this pregnancy. So what I didn't know is that I was having a girl. I knew, and I was like, fantastic, because my first one is a boy. So I was like, fantastic balance. If I want to stop now, I can stop. But you know, Kikuyu culture, every parent wants to be named. So anyway, I tried. Anyway, but so come time for Ella to come, I think she actually came like maybe a day or two before her EDD, and it was a natural birth. Fast forward, I've had contractions. I remember you guys, the contractions are so crazy. I was like, wait, someone please give me something for this pain. And then I see the nurse coming in with a trolley, metallic, stainless steel things there, and a long needle, I think it was like this. And I said, keep it, it's okay. You know, I'm gonna...
On epidural.
No, I didn't have an epidural. This one, I did the whole 9 yards, full shebang. I went through the contractions. you know those stories that your parents tell you, your mom's tell you about? I did that. I don't know why. I think I was just not advised well.
You didn't have a magic cap and super
nothing,
mom.
Bana. That came for the
things.
others.
Okay.
That came for the others. I was wiser. But yeah, so anyway, so I go from screaming and crying from the contractions to now being given the baby and crying that the contractions are done. And I've been given my nice bloody baby. And I'm holding the baby here. And I'm like, oh, wow, wow, wow. And then I see the almond-shaped eyes. And I was like, oh, wow. I was like, what is wrong? I was like, what guy? The contractions are done, but why can't I stop crying? Why does my baby look like a Chinese?
Chinese. I was actually going to ask you. Your eyes are also.
I know.
I know. So listen, let me tell you.
So they are your eyes.
100%.
Why does the baby have my eyes and not your husband's eyes?
I told you I'm going to take you quick through this thing. So I was there with my cousin, who's like my sister.
Yeah.
Like she's my heart.
Yeah.
She was there, my husband was there, and my mom somehow insisted to sneak in for this one. And they're there, and I was like, why can't she just come? And she comes, she's like, yeah. Very eager. And she's like, and I was like, why can't she, do you see anything? And she's like, no. I was like, look at the eyes. And she goes, but those are your eyes. I was like, go and sit down. I was like, go and sit down. Go. And then my mom was like, oh, what is it? I said, no, nothing. And then my husband was there. You know, he's just happy. The delivery. You know, nothing of 10 fingers, 10 toes.
Yeah.
That makes a perfect baby.
Yes.
They're like 10 fingers, 10 toes. The baby's perfect.
And the
We're
skull.
happy. Now we can even just rest.
You are still on the eyes.
Yeah.
The shape.
rest. And I was like, you know, unfortunately, I had my gadget with me there.
Look
So
at you.
I promise, I'm that person. I'm that person. So he's lying down over there, just waiting for me to just calm down. And I was like, listen, boy, just come. And I call him, and he's like, yeah. And I'm like, do you know this? And he's a panic button. I was like, I realized I've asked the wrong person. And he's like, what? I was like, oh, please go and sit down. Please go as you are.
Yeah.
Go. But in my heart, I was not settled. I remember one of my very good friends called me, and this is before now I've settled down, and I was crying, and I was like, yeah, the baby's here, And she's like, congratulations, we're gonna come. She's always come to see the kids. She's always one of the first guests. She's like, oh, we're gonna come and see the baby, because this was about maybe 11 o'clock in the night. We'll come tomorrow. I said, yeah, come. But I knew why I was crying. It was different, okay? I think I lost a lot of blood. I remember trying to get up to go to the bathroom, and I just got dizzy, and I got back to bed, and I was like, you know, it's never that serious. I pinged for the nurse to come, and I was like, I need help, and they assisted me to go to the bathroom, and I came back to the bed, and I'm looking at everyone. I'm trying to see if anyone is noticing what I've noticed, right? So I get on my gadget. See, I watch Life Goes On, yeah? And I'm familiar with Down syndrome features. So I get on my gadget, Google images, black children with Down syndrome. And I was like, guy, they all look like Ella. I swear, I was like, they all look like my kid. And for me, I
So you did the diagnosis yourself.
I diagonized. Mine was a diagnosis. It was not the diagnosis. The diagnosis, yeah. That one, I had already confirmed it for myself. So I went through the motions myself. That night, I did not sleep. Next thing you know, sunrise, they come to do their routine check to make sure, you know, just a general observation. Then they do the head circumference for the baby and the height and the weight, all those things that they do so rough. And they're just roughing up your child. They're like, oh, head circumference. Small the baby, you know, and I was like, it's a small baby. But I was watching the doctor. I was watching the ped the whole time. And my husband is there. He was rested. He slept very well. And so he's like, okay, good. Healthy baby girl. And as he's walking out the door, I said, so I have nothing to worry about. And he stops in his tracks. And he looks at me.
like, you know, like our eyes just locked. And he's like, I know what you're thinking. At this point, my husband's like, what is happening here? You understand?
And I was there, and he's like, I know what you're thinking, but we can only confirm that with tests. The karyotype.
That one.
Karyotyping.
Yeah. Chirotyping. Just think of chirotyping.
Chirotyping. Yeah, anyway. So then he's like, once that comes in, then we can confirm whether it's positive or negative. And I was like, okay. And if it's negative, and he's like, then all the features will come as you expect. And I said, okay. But in my head, I was like, if it's positive, if it's negative, then bonus for me.
Yeah.
Right? But for now, I'm better off just working with, you're like worst case scenario.
Yeah.
So I was like, worst case scenario. And I remember being in that room, that day seemed just very long. And I remember trying to relay the same information to my husband. He's like, and I realized that I was creating panic. I was like those medics who don't know how to relay the information. But I was also in a panic. I didn't know how to read the room.
And for me, I was like, but I can't be in this alone. Right now that I'm feeling, I can't be in this alone. Right.
I think for me, at least I was prepared.
So there you go.
To prepare. And that's why I normally say, I never moaned per se. You know when you guys say how you cry, like grieving, because I was like, I'll take this however it comes. I had the chance before.
Correct.
Yeah, but now I just say, do you know what, God? In any case, at 42, it was a blessing. I ever became. Yeah.
But again, which brings us back to the same question that you asked. Had you known prior, like would your decision have been the same, or would it have been altered?
Yeah.
But yeah.
So you're saying about the panic you created for.
Yeah. So fast forward, the results came, and then I meet a different energy in my husband. I remember we were going for a friend's birthday party thing, and I meet a different energy, and I was like, "What is it?" And the way he looked at me. He's like, it's Ella. And I was like, what about Ella? And he's like, she has Down syndrome. And I said, but I know. And then I thought, how selfish. Now it's his turn to go through it. And this was like now 3 weeks later. I was like, now it's his turn to go through it. Now I need to be there for him. Yeah. So in a nutshell, that was my story. And thankfully, we had so many family and friends who are also confused as to what it's about and how to treat the situation. Should we walk on eggshells? Can we ask any questions? And I made sure that I wrote an email to everyone who I felt was close enough to me, family, friends, neighbors, whoever it is. And I assured them that please don't whisper around me, ask. Because then if you do that, then that leaves us to overthink. What is that person saying about my child? Are they pointing fingers? Do they think my child looks funny or different or whatever? And for me, I was like, please don't whisper around me. Don't whisper around us, especially those who have come to the point of acceptance. Ask so that you can also learn. You can learn as a parent of a typical child, or you can also learn as a parent who's going through the same journey that you. Yeah. So ladies, gosh, we can talk forever.
I know.
Don't tempt us.
There's so many questions you want to ask on that day, or when you finally don't, but we don't have much time.
And the why me question, I think that's something that we all did. The why me, and
maybe we can address that next time, because that's a topic on its own. But for now, you'll allow us to bid you adieu, and please subscribe, share, ask questions, share your comments. Please be kind. I always teach my kids, in a world where you can be anything, be kind, be supportive, be inclusive. But and that's from the 4 of us on the 21st story. Thanks so much for watching.
Thank you. Bye.